Hello and welcome to the View from Cyboss video series looking at all the hot topics here in Sydney. I'm Joy Macknight, Deputy Editor at The Banker, and I'm joined by Jennifer Boussuge, who's Treasury, Fulfillment, Service and Operations Executive, Global Banking and Markets at Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Jennifer, thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
So what are the big pain points that corporate treasurers are facing today?
So when we talk to corporate treasurers, one of the areas that they're really struggling with and find as a pain point is they're spending way too much time on the tactical day-to-day running of their treasury shops, and they just don't have enough time to spend on the strategic areas. And that's where they're really looking to their banks to be able to help them drive those efficiencies so they're not having to spend so much time on it. The other area that they're really finding a challenge and looking for help from banks and providers is how do they stay on top of and stay ahead of changes in technology and also in the regulatory front. They feel that often they're sort of behind the mark on that and that they're having to react, and they'd really like to be more proactive and be more prepared for those changes as they come down the pike. So those are the areas that we're focused on, how we can help them.
So how can banks help their clients do their business easier?
So what clients are looking for is they want to be able to access information and transact business when, where, and how they want it. And so from the banking perspective, I think it's a combination of how do we organize our processes differently, as well as how do we deploy the latest technology to be able to make it easier for them. So I think one of the things that we're doing is really looking at all of the things that we ask clients to do and put them through from a process standpoint and say, are those things that we really need to do? Can we cut out steps? How do we reduce the number of handoffs? How do we react to things much faster by, again, re-engineering our processes? And then once we've gone through that, then we look to see where can we start automating some of that. So where can we deploy the technology again so our clients can get access to information faster, can transact business faster. And we're seeing a move. Obviously, clients have been using portals and so forth, but I see the movement more towards mobile as well. We've seen that a lot in the consumer space, but in the wholesale side as well. I think a lot of the mobile applications are becoming very helpful for our clients. They're on the go. They want to be able to approve payments, approve signers, and so on and so forth, and just do more with their mobile applications. So I think those are areas that banks can absolutely be helpful in.
Okay, so you talked a little bit about mobile, but there's also other emerging technologies that are coming to play and can really help, especially with corporates and onboarding, KYC. What technologies is Bank of America Merrill Lynch deploying in that area?
Well, this is a really exciting space, and we refer to it oftentimes as digital transformation. And that's really what we're looking at doing is how do you really digitally transform that experience for the clients, both from a customer service standpoint as well as an onboarding standpoint. Up until now, if you think about how clients interact with banks, it's really been through email and through voice. And a lot of it's very manual, very, very paper-based. And now we're able to deploy a number of technologies that have been made available through robotics process automation, through artificial intelligence, to get information to our clients much faster. We're able to pull on the various data sources much quicker using AI robotics to be able to get the information pushed to the client faster, or to the associate within the bank who's responding to the question of the client to be able to answer that question a lot faster, using chatbot type technology to be able to answer the questions faster. We're also looking at how do we digitize everything. Again, all the documentation process. So allowing clients to be able to access the portal and all of the documents to be digitized and be able to electronically sign them within the portal. You mentioned the KYC piece. That is a perennial pain point for clients. And this is where I think how we're organizing our data and our data architecture and infrastructure, and then again using AI and robotics to be able to automatically pull the data and information that we've collected from the clients and pre-fill those documents so that when the clients go on, ideally the information's already there. And that's what we hear from clients. Why are you asking us for this information again? We gave it to you before. Maybe we onboarded them in one region and now they want want to do business in another region, how do we make sure that we're automatically accessing that data from all those data sources, pre-filling it, and I think that's going to make for a much, much better, more seamless client experience.
Excellent. And my last question was around the fact that you spoke on a panel earlier this week, which is around reinventing international payments. What were the main points on that panel? Was there any controversy?
You had a couple of the traditional banks on the panel, as well as some of the more technology-based or fintech type companies on there. And so I think that was sort of the goal, was to see, sort of pit us against each other and see how are we facing off. And I think really what came out of it is everyone saying, we're working together. It's a collaboration. It's not either or. There's absolutely an understanding and a need that banks and fintech companies need to work together to solve for some of the issues around cross-border payments and deliver what the clients are looking for, which is greater speed, greater visibility. They want the surety that the payment's going to get there, but they need that scale. They need they need the far reach that banks can help provide. So a lot of discussion around cross-border payments, where is that going? What do we see happening? They talked a little bit about the revenue over time that banks have enjoyed. Is that going to go down over time? And one of the things, our observation was that with the gig economy that you're seeing, with the Ubers of the world, the sharing economies with Airbnb, we're seeing actually an increase in payments, but really the value is what's going down. So you have a high volume but low value payments. And so because of that, clients are going to be looking for more cost-efficient ways of being able to make those cross-border, cross-currency payments. So what are the different avenues that we can all pursue to be able to make that happen? And we talked about GPI and saying, is that delivering? Is that making it easier? And we would say in the first instance, yes, it absolutely is providing some of the transparency that clients have been looking for. And the interesting point we were noting is that we think there's some misconceptions out there around cross-border payments and the efficiency. And really what GPI has been showing us is that the vast majority of these payments take place and transact within 5 minutes or less. So I think that transparency has been really helpful, but definitely more to be done.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your insights, Jennifer.
Thank you.